Here with head coach Mike Jones of the Lincoln football team as we get set to play St. Francis on Saturday. Coach, coming off that big win at Langston, 35-32. I'm sure now you've had some time to take a look at that film, kind of break down how your players did. What was the difference in the fourth quarter of this game compared to maybe some of the fourth quarters of your previous games?
Well, I think that we made plays in all three phases of the game. We kicked the ball well. We ran the ball well in the fourth quarter, and then we made stops when we had to on defense. So I think that's the biggest thing. And in all honesty, I think more so than anything, it wasn't really the fourth quarter, it was the third quarter. Our third quarters last year, when we looked at it, we didn't play very well. Matter of fact, it was from point-wise, it was the worst quarter for us. So we made an emphasis in training camp. We even practiced, as crazy as it sounds, a 5-minute break. And if you ever can watch the practice, we had like a little 5-minute break between, at halfway part of our practice. This the practice coming out the second half getting better, and we won the third quarter. And that was the difference in the game. Like I said, we haven't been real good. We've given up too many points. We haven't scored any points. This time we won the third quarter. So that's critical for us to come out second half ready to play.
What really stood out about your team's performance when you looked back at the film?
What stood out was our senior leadership. As Coach Vermeil would say, it was glaring. Those guys played exceptional as seniors. You look at Treston Pulley getting an interception, Robert Daines getting an interception. And we say seniors, but Rouser and Bryson are fourth-year juniors. So those guys have been in the system for a while. Darius Hicks, senior. OJ, senior. So you look at all these guys that were seniors that stayed here this summer that played well. Anthony McMillan. It just keeps going. You keep going back saying, man, these guys made plays. Oh, they were seniors. They was here this summer. They worked hard. They want to win. So that's what we do when you have senior leadership that works hard in all season, prepares themselves well. We're going to get the results we had.
Well, on that, you mentioned Delvin and Bryson, who both probably had their best games at Lincoln on Saturday. Players like that have been in the system for a while and are just now kind of getting the opportunity to take advantage of the playing time. Is the difference just how much work they've put in the offseason, or is it just a case of now that they are more comfortable with the terminology? What do you think it is?
I think it's maturity, to be honest with you. Those guys have never been called on to be leaders of the team. Now they're, like I said, fourth-year juniors, and they've been in the system for 4 years. They've seen, guys that's been here, Mo Woodard, Kyrie Drain, even Cordarius Gregory. Those guys have been in the system for a while. They've seen how they led, seen each, every other year we've had a receiver break records. So they know, seeing record-breaking receivers do different things, eventually that rubs off to them, and you saw how they play.
Well, looking back on the film, what's maybe one thing that you saw from your team that you wanted to work on improving for week 2?
There's a couple things. I think the first thing is penalties. Like I said, we had an issue with the score clock, so I'll give that, what it was. But we still had entirely too many penalties. We had 14 penalties. We got to cut that in half. The next thing is just I really believe this, that we tackle well, we block well, but I think we were still first game jitters. I think a lot of those things came into effect, especially for younger guys. So I think it's always in college football, first game, second game is always your biggest improvement. So hopefully our guys that were younger will learn from that. Special teams wise, I think our coverage teams were subpar. We didn't play as well as we'd like, but that part that's because we had a lot of starters that were playing, and we had to do some substitutions with, and we had some younger guys come in. And I warned them then. I said, the speed of the game is going to be nothing like you've seen before. And after the game, a lot of kids came like, Coach, you was right. I didn't realize the game was going to be that fast. So I was like, well, you got your feet wet now. So hopefully this week they'll learn from that and grow from that.
Well, this week there's obviously a lot of excitement going on for our home opener, hosting St. Francis, a team that we've never played before.
Yep.
What do you know about the Fighting Saints?
Well, a tough-nosed team. Coach Curry does a great job in the program. 2 years ago, they won 9 games, and I think they won the conference. They were a little young last year. They got a lot of seniors coming back. The school's in Joliet, Illinois, and you look on the roster, I think if they got 100 guys, 80 of them are from that area. So they're close in their group. They play hard, they play tough, they play smart. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. We have to improve on what we're doing, and I told our guys we got to raise our intensity. So, hopefully this week the intensity level will be where it needs to be at, and we'll play well.
Maybe it comes from raising the intensity, but how do you get your team to kind of focus on kind of putting the win last week behind them and going on and trying to go for a second straight win this week?
Well, we have a rule, and it's pretty, everyone in the country probably does it, 24-hour rule. Whether you win or lose, you got 24 hours to clear it and get ready for the next opponent. So, after we won the game, after we, celebrated, and we watched the film the next day, would correct our mistakes, and we said, guys, this next week, our goals be 1-0 on Saturday at 6 o'clock. We're not worried about 3 or 4 games down the road, and we're not worried about the last game we played. We're just worried about what we got ahead of us and prepare that way.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach, and good luck this week.
Thank you.